First off, during a lot of interviews, a lot of people are sent the list of questions that will be asked during the interview. I don't know if Oompaville was supposed to send Mr. Beast that same list, a list like that. I don't know. But I also wonder if Mr. Beast was trained on possible questions that might be asked during this interview. Maybe he was trained by lawyers. I'm just saying, I'm not saying he was. Maybe he was trained by lawyers. But I am curious about that. Was Mr. Beast or Mr. Beast's lawyer team sent a list of questions that Oompaville was going to ask during this interview? And was Mr. Beast trained? It's like, and or was Mr. Beast trained on the questions or possible questions that would be asked during this interview? Trained by his lawyers or other, people? It's a good question, in my opinion. So what I'm starting to believe is that Mr. Beast is a lot like Shrek, an onion. I mean, he's a lot like an onion, and onions have layers. Mr. Beast has layers, and the layer that Mr. Beast loves to show us, the public, is something, like the philanthropist, whatever, the person who likes to help others, give a hearing to those who are hard of hearing, give sight to those who are hard of seeing, build wells in Africa, things like that. And what I'm saying, we love that. We do. I'm not mad at it. Or props to him. Keep applauding that shit. Keep going. But it seems like the deeper the layers that you peel back, the more sinister, almost. You know what I'm saying? Because we've already seen that he, the ties to Ava Chris Tyson, that he has, been, well, we've seen those ties to Ava Chris Tyson, that he knew the entire time what was going on in the Discord chat. And, even though, in my opinion, he wasn't really like saying the type of things that Ava Tyson was saying, he was still in the chat, the Discord chat, and knew about the thing. So he kind of, that's about it. So he knew about it. So he might have just like let it slide, or maybe like on the side, maybe more in like a face-to-face thing. He was actually more involved in it and said the same type of things that Chris would say, that Ava Tyson would say. But we don't really know that, right? But now we're starting to peel more layers back, and with CoffeeZilla kind of seeing that Mr. Beast is, involved in crypto schemes, we'll say, because like he was getting insider information on, a coin that would end up being pumped, and then they would just start selling things, and he would be able to, get early access to buying the coin, or get certain shares of the coin, and then he would be able to sell it when the coin kind of went public, in a way. You feel me? So, but that's, we saw that, but apparently that situation right there, it's getting worse, or it got worse. Real quick before we get into this video, I just want to remind you, subscribe to the channel. Your boy is trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I don't say this enough in my videos. That's probably why some people be like, hey, you deserve more views or whatever. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. And also, I want to say, I wonder what other layers Mr. Beast will, the layers of Mr. Beast will be exposed in the future. I'm curious, what will 2025 bring us? But let's go ahead and check out this video. It's by Internet Anarchist, and it says the Mr. Beast versus CoffeeZilla situation gets worse. So as always, links to the video and links to the channel that we're about to watch will both be in the description below. So be sure to check them out. Let's get it.
Despite Mr. Beast breaking his silence on his recent controversies, his brand is under more scrutiny than ever, with an investigation.
He did do that video, that interview with Oompaville. Yeah. And I didn't get a chance to see all of it, but I know he addressed the kind of crypto things. And he said that he's leaving his crypto. Mostly, he's leaving his crypto up to somebody else. And somebody else is saying, hey, we should probably go for this. And they're like, all right, cool, let's go for this, blah 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 blah. And he kind of said he wasn't really personally involved, but like he was just, people were saying, hey, invest in this, invest in that, invest in this, invest in that. I think that was what he said in the interview with Oompaville.
Into his crypto.
Oh, but CoffeeZilla kind of reacted to that and was like, no, because you knew, and he kind of made points. But
dealings, leaving viewers with more questions than answers. Combined with concerns over his inconsistent transparency during his interview, it seems MrBeast still has a lot to answer before he can truly set the record straight.
A lot that I'm really not happy with. I think the answers were not satisfying. They were not good. There's a few times where we get close to an admission, and then we just kind of back off from it, from MrBeast's perspective.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be investigating the fallout of MrBeast's interview. We'll also look at how the internet reacted to MrBeast's lack of transparency when addressing the allegations, the implications of CoffeeZilla's crypto investigation, and the questionable credibility of both those defending MrBeast and those targeting MrBeast. For the last few months, I've uploaded several videos reporting the claims, allegations, and criticisms directed at MrBeast.
Okay.
From the initial shock of the Chris Tyson situation to the release of Dogpack's expose series.
you know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned before, the layers of MrBeast being peeled back and exposed to the public. He's like an onion. He's like Shrek. I'm not saying he's an ogre, but he's like Shrek because he's also like an onion. There are layers. But then again, there are layers to a lot of people. There are layers to everybody. But some layers are just as close as to the outside. Like some innermost layers are just as close to being the same as the outermost layers. But for other people, some of their innermost layers are completely different from the outermost layers. You feel me? Like you could pretend to be the nicest guy in the world, but your innermost layers is like, you are the darkest motherfucker you will ever meet. Well, whereas other people, they on the outside, they seem like the nicest person in the world. And on the inside, they are still the nicest person in the world, or the, meanest and darkest, whatever. But yeah, layers, man. Everybody's got, everybody is an onion. We're all just a patch of walking onions with feet and legs, eyes, hands, blah, 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 blah. Most of us with feet, legs, eyes, and hands. Some people are born without them, and my apologies. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to all right, let's just go back to the video.
The MrBeast brand has almost entirely lost its golden child status on YouTube. MrBeast would give a response to the situation during a 2-hour interview with Oompaville, where he gave some clarity to a number of the most troubling allegations. Following this, I published a video examining said interview.
I wonder if I know I keep pausing it, but this is a reaction, so fuck it. And also I have questions, and I just want to make my thoughts out there since this is my video. I wonder if MrBeast was, trained with lawyer. First off, during a lot of interviews, a lot of people are sent the list of questions that will be asked during the interview. I don't know if Oompaville was supposed to send MrBeast that same list, a list like that. I don't know. But I also wonder if MrBeast was trained on the possible questions that might be asked during this interview. Maybe he was trained by lawyers. I'm not saying he was. Maybe he was trained by lawyers. But I am curious about that. Was MrBeast or MrBeast's lawyer team sent a list of questions that Oompaville was going to ask during this interview? And was MrBeast trained? It's like, was MrBeast trained on the questions or possible questions that would be asked during this interview, trained by his lawyers or other, people? It's a good question, in my opinion.
and hinted at a follow-up video examining the ramifications of MrBeast's response. And while the interview saw MrBeast take some accountability and make headway in repairing the reputation of his brand, there are still valid criticisms that were either glossed over or ignored. It's critical to highlight these overlooked details since their existence radically shifts the validity, severity, and credibility of the initial allegations made against MrBeast. Combine this with the release of new information and research which provides additional context to the situation, and one could argue these new details are just as important to report as the initial allegations, as well as being fundamental in understanding what the MrBeast brand is truly accountable for and why. And what better place to start finding that out than with their most vocal former employee, Dogpack404.
Okay.
Since he doesn't have any known social media accounts, there isn't much information on Dogpack's personal life or history. However, by his own admission, Dogpack has had a decade-long background in content creation and is used to being behind the scenes rather than in front of a camera.
Wait, I want to see what that says.
Background in content creation and is used to being behind the scenes rather than in front.
Clout? I've been in this industry for 10 years. I started as an on-camera personality, but switched to being behind the scenes and have enjoyed that life more. I've worked with big influencers, quote unquote, but always avoided the camera like the plague. I have no active personal social media, so I don't think I'm motivated by clout. I'm not responding to DMs or inquiries from the media, opting instead for Reddit AMAs, since they aren't monetized and everything is permanent in writing. I'm an open book. Sometimes I get small details wrong, but I won't hide my mistakes. Try getting a straight answer from MrBeast or any of these on any of these accusations. Now, there have been videos, especially by Soggy Cereal, made on, what's his name, Dogpack, like showing all the, wrong things that Dogpack has done in regards to outing MrBeast. But yeah, let's get back to the video.
Front of a camera. The first known instance of Dogpack going in front of a camera was during his 3-part series about MrBeast. The first video in the series, titled I Worked for MrBeast, He's a Fraud, focused on Dogpack's connections to the MrBeast company as a former employee and presented allegations of misleading business practices as well as toxic work culture.
Hi, I wanted to provide some context to this video.
Bro, this is fucking crazy, bro. Like, look at his pupils, dilated AF. Like, it looks like I'm not gonna lie, it does look like he is on something. You know what I'm saying? I have experimented with a few, you know what I'm saying, drogas, we'll say that. But this guy's eyes are dilated, you know what I'm saying? So it feels like he might be on something. Like, if my eyes, like you can see his eyes are like blue, right, on the outside, and then the pupils, mine are brown, like a dark brown, obviously, because most not all, but most black people have dark brown eyes. So even when I'm under the influence of one of the random activities I've been involved in, I can't tell how big my eyes are dilated. But this guy, now it might just be because, wait, I can't remember. Is it when you look at light, your eyes get dilated, or when you look away from light? I think it's like when you're looking away and then you look at light. But do your eyes get bigger, or your pupils get bigger or smaller when you're looking at light? I don't remember. But I think your pupils get bigger when you're looking away from light. I think so. I think that's it. Actually, let me double check. Do your pupils get bigger? In the dark. What normal people size and why are people dilated? 7 causes of dilate. Bruh. When do people's change? People size change. Average people size, people's medications, emotions, pinpoint people. Bruh. Common causes of pinpoint. What the? This is not helping at all. Do your pupils get bigger in the dark? And then you got a bunch of like annoying ass answers. Let me ask Google. Yes, your pupils get bigger. Thank you, Google. Your AI, but your pupils get bigger in the dark. Okay, your pupils get bigger in the dark, but you can see like a light, another like light in his pupils. So maybe he has a light source, and also, of course, you see light on his face. So I'm guessing like another light source is pointing into his face. But, I mean, not but, because it's light anyway. So it does look like he's on something. Like that's just this image is crazy, bro. Because it really does look like he's just on something. I don't know. I think there were accusations made about that, but he declined them or denied them. But yeah, let's go.
I'm a former MrBeast employee, and today I am alleging that the company rigged videos and did illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. I would consider that fraud. Okay, thank you. Enjoy the video.
While most of his claims relied on publicly available videos as evidence, there were times when Dogpack presented
Maybe he wasn't on something through the rest of the video, but just for the intro, he was on something. Maybe.
himself as an insider with incriminating information about the MrBeast organization, even going as far as basing certain accusations on said information.
I mean, his pupils look regular there, so it's fine.
Okay, now as far as fake giveaways go, I'm sort of limited in what I can say without exposing confidential information and getting sued. So my official statement is that sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional.
This idea of Dogpack having exclusive information would become more apparent in part 2, and the now deleted part 3 of the MrBeast expose series. From interviewing former employees about their negative experiences, to alleging horrific assault cases involving upper management, Dogpack painted the picture of an organization whose first reaction to misconduct or malpractice is to cover it up.
James Warren, also allegedly an ex-drug addict. I've heard that he offered hookers to editors to stay late. And then the really big thing is that there was some incident between him and a female colleague that resulted in the female colleague leaving.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was one of those editors, like I haven't tried the snow. I haven't tried that. No, wait, I'm lying. I did try it once, but it didn't do anything for me. At least I didn't feel like it did anything for me. So I was like, all right, well, this is dumb. I'm never gonna buy this. I'm not gonna try it. Like, I didn't buy it in the first, like, it's like somebody else had it. They're like, hey, do you wanna try it? I was like, sure. So I tried some and nothing happened to me. So I was like, all right, well, this is dumb. This is boring. Why do people waste their money on this? I'm not gonna do that shit. I want to stack my cash, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? So I never tried it again. Never decided to fuck with it. But like offering that to employees who are willing to stay late plus hookers, a younger me might have been like, I bet. I bet. Let's do this. Hey, throw in, you know what I'm saying, a bottle of that Crown Royal, you feel me? And we good. I might, you know what I'm saying, might stay late, but then they would want you to still work while staying late. Anyway.
The company and receiving 3 years in severance pay. I'm still actively looking into this incident, so if you have information, let me know. But I've heard from multiple credible sources that this is true and this did happen.
As intense as the allegations were, MrBeast wasn't the only one being put under the microscope. In the weeks and months after the expose series was published, people began questioning the validity of Dogpack's claims. Not only was it later revealed that Dogpack had only worked at the MrBeast company for less than a month, but many of his earlier accusations and insider information weren't as sold as he made them out to be. Some good examples of this are how Dogpack claims that CSAM was being shared in work group chats, but was later revealed to be a GQ magazine cover, and his claims of MrBeast's secret CEO being violent were based on wrong court documents.
I went into it thinking he had done that, okay? I went into it thinking he did it, and I'm just gonna have to find the paperwork for it. I searched and searched and searched, and there was one case number I looked into. Again, I could probably make a whole video on this, but Suffice it to say that I do not think that the case number that is associated with this picture right here, and I told Dawson this, and that's why I said this in the video, I do not think that this particular case is the same James Warren. For many reasons, like I said, I did a few hours of research just into this case alone.
As soon as these dominoes fell, it was only a matter of time before people began noticing other issues in Dogpack's narrative. By the 16th of November 2024, the YouTuber Soggy Cereal would upload a nearly 2-hour-long video highlighting the dubious nature of Dogpack's narrative and the evidence he used to support it.
Yeah, that's the video I was talking about. Like, yeah. What's to say? Dogpack 44. Personally, I would find MrBeast in death more intriguing. Like a serial. Yeah, but with all of the uncertainty and refutability of specific proof right now, this could put me in both legal. Excuse me. This could put me in both legal and financial trouble and ruin my entire channel, which I'm not looking forward to. Hey, and then Dogpack says, hey, I enjoy your content. I don't want to screw you over with, which is why I'm being upfront with all about it. However, I think you're being overdramatic, lol.
He called me overdramatic for not wanting to spread serious accusations with unsubstantiated and easily refutable evidence. As well as because he tried to silence me with threats of slander after I started suspecting him. As well as because he tried to silence me with threats of slander.
All right, big dog, good talk. I'm still gonna cook you. Soggy Cereal says, sure, got receipts though to prove my innocence. I can give them actually. And then Soggy Cereal says again, but sure, man, if you want to go down that path of just slandering me, do it.
After I started suspecting him of lying. So in this video, I will be debunking close to every accusation he and the people he manipulated have made.
While Soggy's video tackled almost all of Dogpack's accusations, I want to focus on 3 key points that show just how much misinformation was in the original expose series. 1. MrBeast hiring Delaware, 2. Illegal lottery allegations, and 3. Manipulating challenges. To fully understand the Delaware situation, Soggy would reach out to another former MrBeast employee who explained that Delaware's nickname precedes his employment at the MrBeast company and isn't a result of being a registered offender.
According to a non-anonymous MrBeast employee, Dustin Harris, who has been working at MrBeast for about 6 years, he explained that Delaware was once a store manager at Jimmy's local Best Buy, which, for the people who don't know, Best Buy is a $20 billion valued electronics retailer company with stores all over the US. I mean that when Jimmy was 19 and first started blowing up on YouTube, Jimmy realized he needed employees to improve his content. So, as a dumbass, impulsive 19-year-old randomly thrown into fame, he went to his local Best Buy and asked its employees if they wanted to work for it. Naively thinking that a multi-billion-dollar company would have at least made sure to not hire criminals and especially to not hire a registered offender.
Hiring Delaware was a mistake on Jimmy's end, but it wasn't as malicious as Dogpack made it out to be.
Okay,
Was that stupid? Yes. Is Delaware a piece of shit? Yes. Should Jimmy take responsibility for making that mistake? Yes. But it wasn't this fucked up master plan by Jimmy to intentionally hire an RSO. It was a dumb mistake by an inexperienced adolescent starting up a business. But a shred of research.
Okay, now, so it was his mistake. So if they went into like a Best Buy and hired him, right? Do you think the guy got fired from MrBeast's team? Probably not. Hopefully not. I mean, no, wait, let me explain. I don't think he got fired from MrBeast's team. And from what I remember, the guy was falsely accused, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the false accusation is true, but I believe he claimed to be falsely accused. So that being said, that's why I said hopefully he wasn't fired from MrBeast's team, because it would be hard for him to get a job if he was another job or 9 to 5 if he was fired. After all that shit came out about him, because I think he was falsely accused. If he was falsely accused and he didn't actually do the things that they think he did, then it would suck for him to be fired from MrBeast's team and try to get a normal job again with that on his list, like on his background check. Let's continue.
Research, you'd find this still publicly available almost 7-year-old video on the MrBeast channel where you can see Delaware as the Best Buy store manager before he was hired at MrBeast.
As for the illegal lottery,
He was a store manager.
claims, Soggy would point out how Dogpack manipulated and obscured key evidence to suit his narrative.
Illegal lottery buys sure to be in a video live stream. Dogpack claims they only informed people on the website that no purchase was necessary. But did you read the description? You know, the description which I got via the Wayback Machine, where it literally says free entry available on site? Oh, but wait, you never actually found the description of that video, did you? You just made it look that way by doctoring up this fake YouTube UI.
All right, but to be fair, you had to, Soggy Cereal had to use the Wayback Machine to find that description, or to find that. Maybe Dogpack isn't familiar with the Wayback Machine or didn't think about it. I don't know, but still, it is nice to know that the Wayback Machine is a thing that people can use.
With regards to MrBeast allegedly manipulating challenges, Soggy would highlight some videos from said former contestants that would go directly against Dogpack's claims.
Collateral damage doesn't end with allegedly abused children. He also uses old people. For example, he tried using contestant 58 from the ages 1 to 100 video by claiming that he didn't really wink.
In this video, this wink was added in post.
And that number 58 didn't hear number 42 getting out of the booth.
In fact, 58 was actually on the far opposite side of the room from 42, and he just didn't hear him.
And because of that, number 58, a 58-year-old man, was so confused and getting harassed online to the point he felt that he had to make a TikTok about it.
Something's really been
TikTok,
concerning me a little bit. I've been seeing things.
Is his dog blind in one eye? I'm sorry, like I know everybody was like probably focused on like the content or what the guy was saying, but me, like as an introvert, if I ever go to a party, I'm like, hey, where's your pet? Do you have a pet? Do you have a pet dog or cat or like a bird? Anything? Can I go hang out with them? So as soon as this TikTok popped up, the first thing I looked at was I looked at him because my eyes were already in the middle of the screen, but the first thing I noticed was the dog. And you go back real quick. Is the dog blind in one eye?
So confused and getting harassed online to the point he felt that he had to make a TikTok about it.
Something's really been
See? I think it is. Just like grayed out. Oh, poor thing.
concerning me a little bit. I've been seeing things on the internet that have said I didn't wink in the MrBeast video 1 to 100. I did wink. I winked a few times, as a matter of fact. The other thing that's been said is I didn't hear 42 say he was stepping out of his cube. Yes, I heard 42 say he was stepping out of his cube. I did it on my own accord to step out with 2 seconds left on the clock.
As well as showing how Dogpack lied about certain contestants not getting fair compensation.
He won $1 million and I made a video after winning that prize, which Dogpack just took a very out of context clip from.
Another example of things slipping through the cracks.
I talked to Jimmy after I won $1 million, after I finally got the remaining amount in my bank account. I was telling him, I was like, man, I don't want to fail. I don't want to be like how everybody's saying, like I'm gonna run out of money and do all this crazy stuff. I was like, man, Jimmy, please help me. And he said he was gonna help me and we was gonna invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So
oh no, he didn't invest for Mark. Oh wait, what's this clip right after, which Dogpack conveniently didn't put in his video?
Invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So yeah, and let me clarify, Jimmy.
What did I say?
Yeah, that
Dogpack 404 cuts away right here.
didn't happen. So yeah, and let me clarify, Jimmy did help me.
Soggy would even go as far as flying out to
Okay.
MrBeast's office in North Carolina
So Dogpack left out the part where the guy says, yeah, Jimmy did help me.
to interview current MrBeast employees about the allegations and the man spreading them.
Screenshot of messages he had between you and him. Can you just verify that these are real? These are...
Yes,
Yeah, okay,
those
so these-
messages are between me and Dawson.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Can you tell me a bit about your relationship with Dawson during both of you guys working there?
Dawson's
Me
Creek.
and Dawson were cordial, like,
And during
Dogpack's director coworker. Okay, Ideation team at MrBeast.
both of you guys working there?
me and Dawson were cordial, like, I tried to keep it professional. I think he tried his best to keep it professional, but I will say it was a little uncomfortable with just me and him in the office. He seemed pretty disinterested in making genuine connections with people at the company. He gave weird vibes, for sure. It seemed like he had no respect for Hoodie. He didn't take
Dogpack's manager.
any of Hoodie's advice. It seemed like he didn't think he knew what Hoodie was doing.
While the video proved to be instrumental in adding a broader perspective to the controversy,
Wait, brought to you by Liquid Death. I'm just kidding.
While the video proved to be instrumental in adding a broader perspective to the controversy and dispelling many of Dogpack's lies or false information.
Also, by the way, I've tried
broader perspective to.
Didn't think he knew.
I tried Liquid Death. It just made me thirstier. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you drink water, it doesn't quench your thirst, but makes you thirstier, like more thirsty. Why? Like, should you keep drinking it? It didn't work for me like that.
And dispelling many. While the video proved to be instrumental in adding a broader perspective to the controversy and dispelling many of Dogpack's lies or false information, Soggy's credibility was also put on the line as creators inquired about the logistics of his interview with the MrBeast team, where it was revealed that a member of the MrBeast team actually paid for his flights, which resulted in an unnecessary conflict of interest, as realistically, this all could have been done by a Zoom call.
You obviously flew to America, right?
Yeah.
Did you cover those costs yourself, or did MrBeast in any way pay?
I'm gonna be honest on that. So I offered to do interviews to Dustin. He said that he wanted to do an interview and maybe try to ask some other employees if they wanted to do interviews. Dustin, as far as I know, paid for those, and not on a MrBeast card, because when I got at like the hotel, which they said that it was on the card of like literally his name, like his personal card. Not non-company cards.
With all that being said, and to the large amount of provably false claims, why did everyone believe Dogpack in the first place? For one, Dogpack's video was published at the time when MrBeast's reputation was already under fire for his connection to Ava Chris Tyson. While the scrutiny around that situation was justified, it created a shift in MrBeast's public perception that Dogpack could use to his advantage. He even
So it's kind of like he tried to use this change in MrBeast, the view, how the public viewed MrBeast, to launch his own success through YouTube. Like a hater trying to capitalize on the start of your downfall. Like he tried to ride the snowball in a way. But this video is titled "How MrBeast vs. CoffeeZilla Situation Gets Worse." So far, we've only talked about MrBeast and Dogpack. We mentioned a little bit about CoffeeZilla. But, you know, remember what this video is supposed to be about. We got another 20 minutes on it. So hopefully, you know, we get to that point, see what's going on.
Alluded to it during the intro of his first expose video.
I recorded this before the Chris stuff came out. I was also going to come out about the Chris stuff probably in part 2 or 3. Because I see a lot of people saying like, oh, if you knew, why didn't you come forward? Why didn't you go to the authorities?
His eyes, again, are just definitely not dilated.
Well, I was going to come forward, and also like going to the authorities isn't going to work because what are you going to say? Like you heard rumors that this person is this way or that, you know, there's obviously evidence of like the Shad-based stuff. Like that's been out for a while. People have internally known at the company that like Chris is kind of a potential minors attracted person and the company protects her or they were protecting her and they protected her as long as they could. Jimmy knew, everyone knew, so.
In addition, Dogpack was the first former MrBeast employee to present so many serious allegations all at once, which naturally drew people's attention. The possibility that Dogpack had genuine insider secrets made it almost impossible to outright dismiss his claims without more context and evidence. Things become even more complicated when you factor in the highly curated and seemingly well-researched narrative Dogpack's videos presented. From claims of toxic work culture to accusations of manipulating challenges, Dogpack had skillfully constructed the internet's worst fears about the MrBeast brand. Then there was the assumption that no one would put in so much effort to make a video that could put them in legal trouble if they didn't have proof. Lastly, Dogpack wasn't making these claims alone, as he would later include other testimony and statements from other current and former MrBeast employees. While a majority of these employees were anonymous, in-person interviews like the one with Jake Weddle bolstered the credibility of Dogpack's allegations. This gave the audience the impression that Dogpack's expose series wasn't born out of personal grievance, but rather a much deeper and wider-reaching problem with the MrBeast organization. All of these factors ultimately created the perfect platform for Dogpack to spread an extremely believable narrative across the internet. Have you ever tried—
And yo, did you see that? 681,000 subscribers and only 2 videos. So yeah, maybe he really was just trying to ride the possible downfall of MrBeast and come out with these videos while making all these shortcuts. But like, god damn, 681,000 subscribers and only 2 videos. Okay.
Platform for Dogpack to spread an extremely
Or maybe I'm just jealous. You know what I'm saying? I hit 420 subscribers, then I lost 2, then I gained another 2. So I'm back at 420, I think, at least for now. But subscribe. Your boy's trying to hit 1,000. But
believable narrative across the internet. Have you ever tried canceling a subscription only to waste hours navigating confusing menus or dealing with customer service? That happened to me recently.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I prefer sponsored ads that have been segued into the video to kind of make it look like it's seamless. Like, but when you randomly cut to the sponsored ad like this, like, because we were just on this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And yes, he does show his face sometimes in normal videos, but like when you go from this to this and start talking about a sponsored ad, then it's like, oh, you really fucked up my immersion. And it's like, nah, I really don't care personally. But, you know, since personally, I really don't care about the sponsored ad.
Navigating forging Jimmy's signature to try it for free. With that being said, let's get back into the video. However, that isn't to say all of Dogpack's claims were without merit. His points about the MrBeast crew forging Jimmy's signature during the giveaway live streams, the company's shady marketing tactics aimed at kids involving gambling, and the HR incident involving LaCoya Hill are all still loose ends that need to be addressed. Unfortunately, these wouldn't be the only lingering questions around the MrBeast controversy, as yet another set of damning allegations were taking root. On the 14th of November 2024, CoffeeZilla uploaded a video titled Investigating MrBeast, which uncovered some concerning details about Jimmy's alleged crypto schemes.
I investigated MrBeast, who was recently accused of making $23 million with insider trading and scams. I wanted to know the full story, so I reached out to everyone, from researchers to crypto projects, even to MrBeast himself. And let me say, the story is more complicated than you think. I want to be clear. What MrBeast did, what his team did, is shady. But what we care about is, did he cross that bright red line from shady to illegal scam? And contrary to what Twitter says, I don't think that's an easy answer.
CoffeeZilla would go on to showcase instances of MrBeast profiting off pre-
All right, now we're getting to the good stuff, the meat and potatoes of the video. There's another 16 minutes left. Half of it was just MrBeast and Dogpack.
Sell crypto projects like Super Token, Eternity Chain, and XCAD Network in almost an insider trading fashion. Looking at his involvement with Super, CoffeeZilla stated MrBeast had invested $100,000 in the token's pre-sale and later made $11 million in profit following tweets.
What the fuck? From $100,000 to $11 million. Invested 100,000. Like invested, so spent ish 100,000. 100,000, right? 100,000. But in the pre-sale made 11 million. That's 110,000,000. And so if you're good, if you don't even have to be, if you understand math at all, if you understand that 1 + 1 = 2, then you can look at 100,000 and you can look at 11 million and you can see which number is bigger. It's 11 million, by the way, if you really didn't know. It's like a lot bigger. Anyway, like you going from 6 figures to 11 figures. You know what I'm saying? Like he spent 6 figures, he made 11 figures. No. Oh shit, my math is off. Anyway, 8 figure, no. 100 million, 11 figures, yeah. No. God damn it. Now I'm confusing myself. 9 figures. 9 figures. Where did I get 11 figures from? 9 figures. Holy shit.
He made responding to the token's founder, Elio Trades.
Starting with Super. This is the project MrBeast is alleged to have made the most amount of money on.
And by the way, no, I hated math when I was in school. I hated it.
Over $10 million based on a pre-sale of $100,000. As for evidence, we have leaked screenshots showing MrBeast telling Super's founder that he can do 100K. Then we have a wallet that both investigations trace to MrBeast, sending 100K to the presale wallet. And then we have the same wallets getting millions of these super tokens in a period of unlocks, which were almost all sold aggressively. Now, why is this bad? Well, MrBeast is obviously hugely influential, and he publicly associated himself with the project twice. Once on March 3rd, 2021, he responded to a tweet with eyeball emojis. And then he interacted a second time on May 12th, 2021. This is much worse. The founder, Elio Trades, had tweeted, "There's a gym sitting there on the market at eye-watering prices set to explode during the DeFi Summer 2.0. MrBeast's response, Super? But what he doesn't say is that he'd already purchased a huge stake in Super at this point. And on the day that he's tweeting, he was
7 figures. Oh my God, I suck at math. 7 figures, not 11. 7, not 11, not 9, 7 figures. 100, right? It's 3 figures. 1,000 is 6 figures. Millions starts with 7 figures. 1 million is 7 figures. 11 million is 8 figures. Right? Yes, so 8 figures. He made 8 figures. In my defense, I don't have a defense.
selling tokens, allegedly. Not only that, he had been selling tokens and continued to sell tokens. In the 72 hours after the May 12th tweet, MrBeast sold about $200,000 worth of these tokens.
When questioned about his involvement with the token and his connection to the crypto wallets listed, MrBeast refused to give CoffeeZilla a straight answer.
Now, I ran these wallets by MrBeast, as well as the accusation, but I didn't get a reply. Instead, I got a heavily lawyered statement from a spokesman, who I'm going to warn you is about to complicate things. Quote, "These investments were made and managed in consultation with industry experts to ensure full compliance with all appropriate rules and regulations. The wallet is not owned or managed by Jimmy, but rather a fund led by respected and sophisticated managers. The fund closely evaluated and scrutinized hundreds and hundreds of opportunities, which resulted in several investments. Some have been more successful, others less, and others still works in progress. The fund's investment strategies apply the same rigorous standards as many other experienced investors in the field." Now, I have a lot of questions, but the big thing is Jimmy denies doing any of the trading or managing the trading and blames it on a fund. So I asked some obvious follow-up questions. What is the name of this fund? Who are the industry experts? And what rules and regulations were followed that allowed you to tweet about a coin while your fund is selling? I didn't get a response.
This response might lead us to believe that MrBeast wasn't directly involved with the day-to-day activities of the fund, but that seems less likely when you look into how he talks about his crypto dealings.
Just when I thought MrBeast might have no say in what this wallet did, I saw this podcast with Logan Paul, where Jimmy discusses CryptoPunks once again, and things get complicated.
So me and Logan both bought punks. You guys have probably seen on his Twitter that he bought a bunch of CryptoPunks at the same time, right?
Yep.
When Gary pulled us in that call.
Yep.
So have you ever told that story?
No.
That Gary V, it's like 11 p.m. just out of nowhere, just calls me and he's like, "Yo, I got like 30 people to call. Hop in." I'm like, I don't care. He's like, "It'll be the best decision of your life. Just get in." I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I just joined the call. And I just see like Logan and I don't even know these other people. I don't want to put them on blast.
Every heavy hitter you can imagine who's worth $1 billion was on this one call, and Gary V is in the little corner.
Every heavy hitter that's worth $1 billion. Hey, I got 30 people in this call. Every heavy hitter that's worth $1 billion. All right, out of curiosity, how many billionaires in USA? Now, it's probably over 30. There are 756 billionaires in the United States. That's what's up. Now, how many of those 756 billionaires would be willing to be on a call with Logan Paul, a YouTuber, and MrBeast, a YouTuber? Logan Paul has more of a dirty history and dirty background. Yes, billionaires, some of them, or maybe a lot of them might not, are probably willing to just do anything for money, but that doesn't mean all of them are willing to do anything for money. And so, like, I highly doubt there is like, because like MrBeast said, 30 people were in this call, And Logan Paul's like, yeah, there's all of them were billionaires, and this other dude is just in this little corner. It's like, all right, bro, really? Like, just billionaires? Billionaires or crypto scamming? Wait for it. Crypto scamulaires. Anyway.
Where he's going, CryptoPunks. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be the next Facebook. Where all of us were like, okay.
And hold on, you're gonna have 30 billionaires be willing to hop into a Discord call. Billionaires hopping into a Discord call when they got companies to run, when they got shit to do. They gotta be up at 5 a.m. do their morning routine, go run a bunch of companies they gotta run. Billionaires at 11 p.m. willing to be up at 11 p.m. with a bunch of YouTubers in a Discord call. Do billionaires even know what Discord is? Does Jeff Bezos know what Discord is? Does Mark Zuckerberg know what Discord is? Elon Musk, he probably knows what Discord is. But the rest of them? Bro, like, come on, just listen and think. Use critical thinking, everybody.
Gary.
I'm texting Logan. I'm like, Gary lost his mind.
Bro, all of us are like, yo, Gary's nuts. Yo, Gary was right again.
I bought a bunch.
Wait.
Yeah, I bought quite a few.
How many?
I don't want to say, but
you have to say,
please.
Bro,
I bought multiple ones. Yeah.
Well, bro, are you in double digits, Punks?
Just shy.
Moving over to Eternity, CoffeeZilla claims MrBeast's fund allegedly sold $2 million worth of earned tokens during an NFT charity auction organized by the...
No, if you're, hold on, are you in double digits? I'm just shy of double digits. So let's say he bought 9. And then he's like, and then it gets pumped up, and then you sell all of it, sell a bunch of it. You make a ton of money. Remember, he invested 100K and made 11 million. He made 11 million with 9-ish of a token. It must have been as popular as fucking Bitcoin or Ethereum. Nah, just Bitcoin.
Network and Team C's
2-month charity auction on November.
Not even Bitcoin.
30th, 2021.
Wait.
The Rocket Fund, or
yeah, just Bitcoin.
Beast Fund, or whatever you want.
Maybe Ethereum. All right, I'll stop.
Want to call it, start
for now
selling huge amounts of this earn token. Allegedly, they sold over $2 million, while the charity itself was still going on. Now, I know that sounds horrible. It looks horrible. It is horrible. Although I have to tell you, personally, I don't think this was a master plan to pump a coin with a charity auction. If it was the plan, it was a bad one because the NFT auction was ultimately a flop. But do I also think it doesn't matter because regardless of your intentions, selling tokens within a month of your 2-month charity auction is wrong, stupid, and unethical? Yes, I think that as well. Because in case you forgot, MrBeast is the charity guy whose name is on the website. It isn't a fund. It isn't a crypto rocket fund. It's MrBeast's branding.
While you could argue MrBeast profiting off Super and Eternity while they were being promoted by his brand was a mere coincidence, the same couldn't be said for XCAD. According to CoffeeZilla, this was a token that MrBeast's fund invested in and flipped early, a decision that went against the terms set by the project's founder, Oliver Bell.
Like with Super and Earn, MrBeast's fund sold a lot of their XCAD early in 2021, rather than holding their tokens. And this was surprising to even the founder of XCAD himself, Oliver Bell, who said they told him they were going to do the opposite. He tells me, quote, "Hey, so MrBeast reached out to me during our pre-sale raise. A group was set up with his team, and we had a call with his team, and they said they liked the concept. There was no strings attached to the investment. They did, however, want a lot bigger ticket than what I offered them, which I'm glad I did not fulfill. We discussed not just flipping this token, as this can damage projects if people have decent sized tickets. It was my understanding we were aligned on this. However, after listing to which XCAD performed well, there was heavy dumping from a wallet linked to MrBeast's team. I got in contact with them immediately and asked them why they were selling like this. Now, Oliver later claims this discussion about flipping tokens and them being aligned about the fact they're not going to flip these tokens so quickly was with Jason. And apparently, Oliver was so upset about what happened, he DM'd Jimmy directly, quote, explaining his team will ruin his reputation.
While this investigation didn't outright state MrBeast had done anything illegal, it did raise several tough ethical questions about influencer responsibility. After all, the MrBeast brand was openly involved with or acknowledged all of these projects and then secretly made trades on them in the background. Not to mention MrBeast's ambiguous response to questions about who has control over the fund. Even though CoffeeZilla couldn't get a response to these questions during his interview, he managed to get some answers out of MrBeast during his interview with Oompa.
I secretly interviewed MrBeast after he refused to answer my questions in my investigation a few days ago. Now we have Oompaville, who MrBeast decided to do the tell-all interview with, and I was able to ask a handful of follow-up questions. I think it was 2 or 3 questions at the end of the video through Oompaville. I just wrote up a Google Doc because I had a feeling that they weren't going to be properly addressed.
When asked about who truly controls the wallets, MrBeast would...
Well, I mean, once again, like he said he was able to secretly ask MrBeast, but I'll say what I said in the beginning, or beginning-ish. During a lot of interviews, people are sent the questions in advance of what the interviewer will ask. Not all of the interviews are like that, but some of them are. So during MrBeast and Oompaville's interview, I still wonder if MrBeast was sent a full list of questions that Oompaville was prepared to ask. And some of those questions might have been what CoffeeZilla asked in the pre-show or whatever. Keep that in mind. I don't know, but I'm just asking about it.
Would sidestep the question by focusing on unnecessary details.
If it was your decision, if semantically, if what you're talking about on the podcast, if it was your decision, your trading decision to buy and sell the punks or VFriends, even though you didn't press the buttons, was it actually your decision? It still, to me, would mean that you had control of those trading decisions.
Yeah, these are good questions. Actually, I'm glad we're doing this follow-up thing so we can also just put all this stuff out there. So, yes, I did say that on the podcast, and I obviously did not press the buttons, like I've been saying. I didn't pick what punks to buy or anything. Gary Vee, like I said on that podcast, called me and a bunch of other people, said crypto punks are the next big thing. I thought it was pretty crazy, but, the first thing I did right after that is just called the guy in charge of the fund who invested my money and it's other people's money as well, and just said, hey, Gary Vee seemed very passionate about these punks. You should look into it. If it makes sense, buy it. And so, he did the research, picked what punks to buy, bought them. That's kind of high level how it went. But, if he was like...
So if he did the research, let's say the quote unquote research was calling the guy that's in charge of the punks crypto and be like, hey, what are we doing with this, the coin? Oh, we're going to pump and dump it. All right, bet. Yeah, we're in. Call the guy, be like, hey, I'm on MrBeast's team, blah, 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 blah. It's hoping to reach out about this punks crypto. What are we doing with the coin? Let's say the other guy was like, yeah, I'm going to pump and dump it. You guys want in or not? And shit, yeah, we're in. All right. And he calls MrBeast, hey, yo, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's go. Maybe that's how that conversation went. Maybe not.
Oh, this is a shit investment.
This statement directly contradicts how MrBeast presented his investment discussion on the podcast. Back then, he made it look like he had the final say over what NFTs were purchased. But now, he's making it seem like he never had that decision-making power.
Well, which is it? I feel like if he's telling the truth now, then he was just blatantly lying then. And if he was telling the truth then, he's blatantly lying now or just trying to distance himself from this. I feel like I understand why, because the more he was kind of directing Jason, obviously the worse all of this stuff looks. But I think it's impossible to get away from the fact that MrBeast in 2021 was clearly in some type of contact with this fund that was not normal. This is not a normal, I'm going to give my money to a financial advisor and I don't make any of the decisions. He clearly was directing some of the strategy to say, hey, go get CryptoPunks, and then to go move your money into VFriends because Gary Vee says so. For Gary Vee to then give MrBeast a gift to the fund, like, it's all very strange. And I feel like the frustration here is the fact that anytime there's a problem, it's all the fund. I did nothing. I had nothing to do with it, etc. But when you actually look at these investments were all talking about Jimmy.
In addition to this, MrBeast downplays the impact of his tweets about Super and tries to make it seem like it was just a casual tweet.
Why did you not disclose that you had a vested interest in the coin that you were tweeting about? Super question mark. Yeah, we'll start there.
Well, I replied to a tweet, so I did tweet it out, and I think a lot of people.
Wait, you did tweet it out? You reply? This is such a weird distinction. You'll see multiple times he kind of goes like, he'll engage with something that's not really the criticism. The criticism is, well, why didn't you just disclose you had tons of super? And you'll see he bends over backwards to not answer that question.
People, you know.
Wait. Because now I'm not like I'm half familiar with Twitter because I use it every now and then, but like I'm pretty sure if you reply to tweet, it will still post on your account. Like you're not. It's not like you're just leaving a comment, but it's like you're replying to the tweet and but the tweet is also being posted to your account. So saying that you didn't reply to the tweet, that's fair. I mean, saying that you didn't post it, that you only replied to it, that's kind of half and half, right? You may have replied to it, but replying to it does post it on your own profile. I think. Don't hold me accountable for that. I'm not quite sure, but I think that's how it goes. Question mark. Let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong.
That are just getting second hands of the story. I think I literally tweeted out, "Go buy super, go buy super." Yeah, the fund did hold some super, and I just saw that was the owner of super, the guy who made the coin, and I just went scrolling through Twitter, just replied super to his tweet. I did not tell people to buy super.
Regardless of the intent behind the tweets, MrBeast already had a vested interest in super, and failing to disclose that could be seen as unethical. What's even more unsettling is just how he blurs the lines between ethical charity auction and an easy crypto cash out when responding to CoffeeZilla's last question.
This one's a lot more complicated and involves a lot of stuff. So I mean, maybe you would want to reconvene with like receipts or evidence or whatever. But it's the crypto charity stuff, Team C's Eternity.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that one, the Eternity gave us NFTs to auction off for Team C's. Only one sold after like a day, I believe, and that was it. And then it looks like the fund sold like 27 days later, a little bit of Eternity.
MrBeast didn't want to acknowledge the massive ethical concerns that come with selling $2 million worth of a token linked to a charity he was promoting. Instead, he wants to rely on the fund excuse and undermines the public trust given to someone with such a clean and charitable image.
This was the craziest part of the interview, in my opinion. It's such a layup answer. Yes, I'm the charity guy. I'm expected to be held to high standards. Anything that makes me look like I'm abusing a charity is bad. So I feel really bad. I shouldn't have done it. No matter if the charity flopped, it was a big problem. Instead, he says, oh, we sold after the charity. The one NFT sold. Not true. Then he said, we only sold a few tokens. Also not true. They sold $2 million. And then on top of that, here's where you can actually see the dates of all this stuff. You can see the offer was made on November 2nd. Is that what he's referring to when he says, oh, we sold it? But because that's not actually true. The sale did not happen until December 23rd, 2021, after the fund sold. So this whole idea he's going to say multiple times where he's going to go, oh, we didn't sell anywhere near the charity time. First of all, that's not true. Second of all, it's just literally false, and NFT sold after the fact. So this whole defense of his is based on misinformation.
Naturally, the community wasn't going to tolerate MrBeast's lack of basic transparency and accountability when responding to such a serious case, and demanded he take responsibility for the trades.
But yeah, there's not much to glean out of this.
Of course the community's gonna be like, hold up, bro. Hold up. Hold up, bro. Nah, son. Like, because CoffeeZilla's audience and Oompaville's audience isn't the same as MrBeast's audience. Like, MrBeast's audience is marketing to more of a bunch of kids. CoffeeZilla and Oompaville is more like young adults and adults. You know what I'm saying? At least in my opinion. So, yeah, of course the audience isn't just going to take what MrBeast says as if they were children, because MrBeast isn't talking to children. He's talking to young adults and adults this time. And that's why it didn't work out like maybe he thought it would. I don't know, but it didn't, like, his response didn't it still didn't look good in the eyes of the public, which in my opinion, the public was mostly comprised of more people who are more young adults and not kids, such that Mr. Beast usually, promotes to.
Other than it always just defaults to the fund. Okay. Now again, if you're the charity guy, you should be pretty upfront. You should pretty much bring up to none of these like charity related crypto transactions should have even occurred. Even if it was the fund or him or whatever, should just never have happened. Okay. It's really fucking shady when you see, the charity guy, all right, and you see now you see the fund that the charity guy is associated to, basically profiting pretty heavily during a period or around the period of a charity drop. It's insane. It's wild. And the way that he responds to it is like the most corporate PR level response. You don't really glean much out of it other than this is not a real person, okay? It's insane.
And while MrBeast has now addressed many allegations, providing evidence about Delaware, explaining his CGI usage, and clarifying the crypto trading situation, several legitimate concerns remain. His explanations, though detailed, sometimes conflict with past actions, like his public engagement with NFTs, despite claiming professional management over his crypto activities. His position as both a creator—
Oh my god, I fucking hate people with those kind of cars. I can't wait to move out of this area, bro.
and the face of a massive corporation creates an impossible standard. Corporate responses like potential legal action against Dogpack and third-party investigations come off as cold and calculated. Yet, when he responds personally, like privately sharing debunking videos with other creators, it can appear unprofessional or defensive. The media ecosystem around MrBeast makes this all worse. Sensationalized expose content garners more views than balanced criticism, creating a cycle where legitimate concerns get buried under exaggerated claims. Even when he provides clear evidence against allegations, the viral nature of controversy often drowns out the truth. This leaves MrBeast in a lose-lose situation, unable to satisfy the demands for both corporate accountability and creator authenticity, no matter how he responds. An often overlooked aspect of this controversy is how anyone involved in covering it on a deeper level could have their credibility and reputation put on the line. After Soggy uncovered the holes in Dogpack's expose series, members of the audience began questioning his motives and assumed his paid flight to North Carolina was compensation from the MrBeast team. Something similar happened with Umberville, when people criticized him for doing a quote, poor job interviewing MrBeast, despite having literally no time to prepare for it. No matter how you look at it, the stakes of the MrBeast controversy are astronomically high. On one—
Wait, he had no time to prepare for it? Was he? But he was able to still write a list of questions and probably send it to MrBeast if he was ordered to. Damn. Having no time to prepare for an interview is crazy. All right, but anyway, let me know what you guys think. Because now I'm curious, because like, if he had no time to prepare for the interview, then maybe he didn't have time to send the questions of the interview to MrBeast, and MrBeast wouldn't be able to be, coached by his legal team beforehand. I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because if he did have time to send the question that he's going to ask MrBeast to his legal team or to MrBeast, and MrBeast had time to be coached on that, do you think it was still a thing that could have been done or not? But what do you think about this, like the situation so far with MrBeast and the Umberville interview, as well as the deflection of some of these CoffeeZilla stated questions? Well, let me know what you think in the comments below. But as always, links to the video and links to the channel of Internet Anarchist will both be in the video below, comments below. So be sure to check them out. And while you're there, don't forget to do those 3 things I like to ask you to do. And like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos. Yeah. And you know what it is after that, in case I don't see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace and much love to you.